Check it out, man. Sort of a bonus episode of the Klyph Notes podcast. I had a chance to chop it up with the homie Randal Wyatt. You know, he's been a guest on the Klyph Notes podcast as well as Welcome to the Neighborhood. But we had a chance to talk about something more than music, man. He's created a new situation, working into a nonprofit. It's called Taking Ownership PDX. It's an opportunity that he's created to help people who are in need in a really tangible way. So he jumped on. We had a chance to talk about it, and I thought that this one was really valuable and worthy to share with you, my listening audience. So check this out, man. It's a bonus episode. The homie, Randal Wyatt. Yeah, y'all. So we back, man. This is crazy. This is dope. This is actually the first, I believe this is like the first bonus. It might be the second bonus episode of the Klyph Notes podcast, but definitely worthy. This cat is somebody who I've been building with over the years, and my audience, both on Welcome to the Neighborhood and Klyph Notes, knows him because he's been a guest on both of those platforms. Starting a new venture, you know, it's cool because the Klyph Notes, like a lot of what happens in the Klyph Notes podcast, I have an opportunity to interview and build with artists, musicians, DJs, this, that, and the third. But, you know, the Klyph Notes podcast is tabbed as a podcast that features artists, but also people making a positive impact on their communities. And this cat is definitely doing that with this new venture. So off top, let them know who you are.
So y'all, I'm Randal Wyatt, 1/6 Speaker Minds, 1/2 Fifth and Wyatt, community activist, hip hop artist, father, black man. You know.
Yo, welcome back to the podcast, V. Word up. Yo, so this is big, man, and I don't want to mess it up, give any misinformation. So tell me about this new venture that you started.
Yeah, so I started we're not quite a nonprofit yet. Right now we're an LLC. We're in the middle of becoming a nonprofit. Actually, our fiscal sponsor, who acts as our nonprofit, is Friends of Noise. You might know who that.
No doubt.
Andre Middleton.
No doubt.
Very close partner. And what we're doing right now is we're raising funds and getting like volunteers with different skill sets, raising resources, and we're going around and repairing and renovating Black-owned homes and businesses with that funding, so that the homeowners don't have to pay, or business owners don't have to pay for that. And that's so they get a little boost in life, so they can build some equity, raise property values, and, you know, it's kind of like and also just improve, you know, the overall living condition, and make it, you know, as healthy as possible. So it's kind of like an avenue of reparations, because I feel that's what we need. That's what we're gonna need to get on the same playing field as you know, white folks, you know.
Yeah. So tell me, I mean, it's huge. It's a huge undertaking, obviously. And what may seem like an obvious question, but I think one that's worth asking, like, where did this idea come from, and what made you decide to take this on, to create this situation?
Well, you know me, you know my music, and I talk a lot about social injustices, and I'm try to uplift the community, bring the community together through music, and I think my audience knows that. So a lot of people reached out to me and were just asking, like, you know, how do we become stronger allies for the Black community and other marginalized communities? And I told them, you know, we got to invest. You got to put your money, you know, where your mouth is. That's what's going to give us economic opportunities that we were excluded from historically and currently in a lot of ways. So, you know, for those of you who have the privilege of building generational wealth, building equity, you know, property value, whatever it may be, share that resource. That's the only way we're going to really, you know, live harmonious together and raise up the Black community. You know, I always preach in reparations. I was hoping the federal government would do it, but, you know, that's like pulling teeth. So I figured, since I'm tapped into the Black community, I just said, hey, man, if y'all want to send me money, I'll allocate it to the Black community. And I just decided to choose it in the form of repairing and renovating Black homes. I don't know, you know, I just felt like that was such a dwindling community in Portland. You know, Black community in Portland is already small, and the Black homeowner, business owner community is even smaller and dwindling. So I was like, how do we keep this community alive? and I felt like this could be a good way to do that.
That's what's up, bro. So, but like I said, definitely a big undertaking when you consider when you consider doing something like this that will obviously be impactful, as you just spoke to, not just to people who may see the benefit of that today, but if the world lasts this long, people who may see the benefit of this 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Um, when you think of taking on something like this, where do you start? I mean, obviously you've done a lot already when you talk about being within the communities, making a difference in the communities, reaching people and creating opportunities and just literally just helping people, like physically helping people. But with
Right.
something like this, like where did you even think, okay, well, how do I begin? How do I start? Like, where does that come
You
from?
know, man, I always start with the idea, and I presented it on social media. Got a lot of great feedback. People were like, "I'm down." Initially I went into this very naive. I was just like, "Oh yeah, we can just find a house or a business and start, get some volunteers and start swinging hammers." But it really isn't that simple, and I learned that along the way. But what was simple, I should say, was finding a home that needed repairs, a black-owned home that needed repairs, um, and that's what I did. I found that. I was like, all right, well, people think this is a good idea. Let me go find somebody who needs a repair. Found the home. I did a post about it. I said, here's all the things they need. Who has resources? Who's willing to volunteer to help this lady out? And the outpour was overwhelming, man. It was like the support was crazy. It came in the form of money more than I thought. I really didn't think about raising money, but it came in. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess this is yeah. It made sense, and it's important because for this mission to really work, we're gonna have to get professionals to do the work, right? We don't want volunteers that don't know what they're doing and we can mess around and ruin the house, right? So yeah, the money is actually really important. So that's how it started. The money came in, and I just started hiring the services to start fixing up the home.
That's what's up, bro. That's huge. Um, the I guess that piece that was going to be my next question. When you put something out there like that, and you see, we've seen historically where local businesses say, "Hey, there's something that I can help with, whether I am a construction company or a contractor or a plumber or electrician, whatever the case may be." Has that happened yet? I know that this is such a new process, and word is just getting out. But has that happened yet? Have you seen any local businesses of that ilk come through yet?
Oh man, the so much support, man. Okay, first of all, we have over 200 plus volunteers signed up. Like it's crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
Uh, Nonstop all through the week, I have people wanting to meet with me to figure out how they can be a part of this, like housing organizations, construction companies. You have it, man. Anything within the realm of housing, they're all wanting to figure out, they want to figure out a way to be a partner and be supportive, to the point where it's like overwhelming. And it's like, because coordinating help is work too, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
so I've just been writing down a list, and I have, right at this point, I have a 13-person board of directors, and it has, people from architects to contractors to social workers, community health workers. So it's a very diverse board. But yeah, it's nonstop, and also the media has been big on this. I was on Good Day Oregon, KGW on Monday, Willamette Week, Portland Monthly Magazine. The Mercury is the only one slacking. What's up, the Mercury?
Right. Get on that. Get on that for real. Um, so in doing that, as you mentioned, I mean, it takes a lot of work to organize this, to be that central person to make this happen. And you've dedicated this. This is now your work. I mean, this is what you do. You've thrown yourself 100% into this.
What was that? I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying you. This is it. This is your job now.
Yeah,
This is
this
what you
this is
do.
what I'm doing. This
Yeah,
is this is what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
that's what's up,
Hopefully
man.
forever. Hopefully forever.
Yeah, again, man, such a cool way to, as you said, take what you have talked about for years, really through your art, and have it transition to something that's very tangible. People can see the results of what you've built mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and have it become something that now is very tangible that people can not only witness, but then you've created an opportunity for people to be a part of it as well.
Yeah, it's like a perfect storm, man. Honestly, like I struck when the iron was hot, and I didn't. It wasn't like planned out. It wasn't like thoroughly planned out. You know, I've been building the plane while I've been flying. You know, like or while we've been flying. So it's like yeah, it really just manifests itself. I always tell people it kind of chose me. I've been on this community activism, organizing, and giving back my entire adult life through hip hop or whatever it means. So I'm really honored to like have this opportunity. This could be a really big, life changing thing for not only the community but for myself too.
Yeah,
And just to like I get a lot out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like this gives me new purpose in life. Um, it's just yeah, it's just a beautiful thing, and so much hard work I've put in the past. It's like almost seeing it all uh, work out right
yeah,
now. Like yeah.
yeah. In this time in particular, man, when communities are dealing with so much, whether it be the results of COVID-19, people who've lost their jobs, their means, their homes, and their lives, it's had such an impact on just how we move as a planet. And then you add to that, especially here in the Northwest, in Portland specific, the um, the impact of folks stepping up because of the social injustice that we've been experiencing, truth be told, for hundreds of years. Um, to when you talk about to me when you talk about people coming together, reaching out, seeing what you're doing, and saying, "Hey, how can we help?" That to me is huge because that is a sign that even through all of this, when people are hurting and maybe people who don't really have, you still have people who say, "Let's come together and how can we still be a community?" That in and of itself, I think, is huge.
And that's the only way we're gonna make it as humans, man. Like capitalism isn't gonna create longevity for our species, man. It's too individualistic. It's too competitive, and it's just not gonna work. And it's not, and it doesn't it's not harmonious with the planet either. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really not an efficient way to live. And that's what like taking ownership I'm trying to exemplify is like we got to have this community oriented mindset if we're gonna do this. We got to share our resources. If you have an abundance, if you have disposable income, share it as much as you can. I understand you got to have something put away for a rainy day, but some people are just hoarding resources, and it's encouraged and it's idolized in our society, and it really has to stop because we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it if we continue.
Word up, word up. One more time, let people know the name of the organization.
Taking ownership PDX. And right now we're doing a big fundraiser. We're trying to raise $100,000 by the middle or end of September, however soon we can, as soon as possible. And so far we've hit just past 50,000 in a matter of 3 weeks. So, and
Wow,
it's all donations from the people. So the people really are coming together and supporting this, and I couldn't be more appreciative. And you can donate by going to our website, takingownershippdx.org, and just hit that donate button. It goes to our fiscal sponsor, Friends of Noise. They're registered under All Ages Music PDX. So just in case you go to that page and get a little confused, that's who it's supposed to go to, and we go through them
that's what's up.
until our 501c3 is complete, which hopefully will be in the next few months.
That's what's up. So there's a couple of ways I'm assuming that people can contribute. So you've talked about really being inundated with people who want to volunteer and help and donate time and resources, which I think is cool. Are you still accepting if people say, "Hey, I again, I'm an electrician, or I'm gonna, I own a construction company," or, "Hey, I when I was a kid, I helped my dad out doing construction, and so I know this." Are you still accepting that sort of donation, time and energy?
There's still a volunteer form on our website that people can fill out. We're not really encouraging that as we got a pretty good team and we got a lot of resources in that regard. Unless and it's really important that for some of that work that people are licensed and bonded. We got to make because we got to pull permits. We got to do this legit. I started it out real guerrilla style, and I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
People just started sending money to my personal Venmo, and I just started being very transparent and allocating it. And I wanted to do that because I know I've sat on a lot of committees, I've been on a part of a lot of groups, and I know about the red tape, I know about all the limitations, and I wasn't even trying to hear that.
Yeah,
So I was just like, let's get to work. But at this point, with so many eyes on me, it's really about the funding and you know making sure that everything's as legit as possible with whoever we do the work with.
that's what's up. You mentioned that you found someone, you've identified an individual who will really benefit from the work that you're doing. If there are other people out there who say, "Hey, my mother or my grandmother or my neighbor or myself, I'm interested in figuring out how I can potentially be helped by this organization." If people are in that situation, what recommendations do you have for them?
um, if they're black families, they can get on our website and fill out the referral form, or just if you know me, a lot of this stuff is word of mouth, so people are just up in my DMs, hit me up, let me know that they know somebody who can benefit, and then I reach out to them and start the process. But yeah, that's how we get started. Our vetting process isn't quite established yet. Like I said, we're new at this point. What we're prioritizing is any kind of like health risks in the home. Like we're gonna try to remedy that first. And with how it gets in the Northwest, it'll be raining in a matter of weeks.
Yeah,
So taking care of any weatherization issues is like our top priorities at this point. Once we get that state funding, we can start taking care of full renovations and stuff. But at this moment, we're just trying to make sure things are safe and and healthy up in the houses.
that's what's up, bro. So once again, man, let people know the website.
Yep, taking ownership PDX.org.
That's what's up. It's you know, I think hopefully it goes without saying. The work that you're doing is huge. You're making the kind of impact on people's lives that is again real and tangible. Though you've done it through your music, and we know the power that is behind art when people create art, how it can change lives, and you're taking that to another level with what you're doing right now. So I just want to say publicly, man, how I celebrate that, and I think we should all celebrate that. Not on some like, yo, let's blow smoke up Randall but because like you, by doing this, man, you can literally not only change but potentially save lives. Again, especially in these times in which we're living, where people are hurting and struggling so much. So kudos to you for just having the vision, but then having the wherewithal and really the courage to move forward with this. The vulnerability of reaching out and asking people to be a part of it and help. And then just seeing how all this is coming to fruition. And so again, man, I just want to publicly say big ups to you for just taking this on, man. That's huge.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you know me, I've always been a risk taker, so it makes life worthwhile
That's
to
what's
do
up.
this type of work. So I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
No doubt, no doubt. Any other words you want to leave for the people, man?
I just also want to clarify around the volunteers. We do like having volunteers, and as we get bigger, we're going to be utilizing volunteers for some of the less work intensive or skill intensive stuff, like maybe some yard work or cleaning up a garage. We just did that recently. Things of that nature. So I don't want to make it seem like they're not valued and needed, but yeah. And then besides that, yeah, help us. You can help us out by donating, and we appreciate all the support.
No doubt. One more time, man. Give them the web address. Let them know if they want to donate, if they want to write a check or whatever the case may be. How should they do that?
Yeah, so you can donate at takingownershippdx.org. If you do want to write a check, there is in the donation section, there's an address you can send it to our fiscal sponsor. They're called Friends of Noise, but they're registered under All Ages Music PDX. So you'll be seeing that when you click on the donate button. But yeah, that's how you get the funding to us, and yeah, it's much needed, and it's going for a good cause.
That's what's up, bro. Man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate what you have done and what you continue to do. Yeah, man, let's just keep pushing. Let's keep spreading the word, letting people know, and just keep making a difference.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's always a pleasure. Getting with you, Klyph, and the next time we talk, I'll have an album ready to put out.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not giving up. Music, music is still there, man. I just gotta hone in and focus on this first.
No doubt. Randal Wyatt, man, my dude, I appreciate you, Doc.
I appreciate you too, man. Take care.
All right, now, peace.